Tilted down.
Way too high. Yeah, you gotta get more center.
Is that better?
Yeah, pretend like you're trying to show cleavage. You'll be fine.
Oh, stop. All right. Are we back? Are we back?
It's all you.
Are we here? Sorry about that, everybody. Sahara, right?
Yeah, so...
Okay, so
yeah,
where were we?
I'll go back to that question
Okay,
again.
go.
So it says, at Mama X, what shampoo do you use? And then your hair always looks perfect and shiny.
Oh, thank you. It doesn't always look perfect and shiny. You can ask Gen X Dad. There are many days it's up in a top knot on top of my head. But the shampoo I use, and I have used many products throughout the years, but I always go back to Pantene. Pantene is my go-to shampoo and conditioner. I've always said, oh, I need to try something new. And I go to something new and it just doesn't do that for me. Pantene is my thing. Also, I use a tea tree shampoo to get like the residue of the shampoo out like every couple weeks. I wash my hair with that to get rid of whatever products are in my hair. So thank you for that question. That was nice. Yes, sir, in the back. What's your question?
I was just going to bring up that you have even went through a few years where you tried shampoos and conditioners from hair salons.
Oh, yeah.
And it just didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference whether you were spending $50 a bottle or $15 a bottle once you found something that worked. Because I let you for years.
Yeah.
You explored a bunch of them.
Yeah, I've changed it up. I've tried to use other products, but Pantene, it works for me. It always detangles my hair. I hate... Oh, the other thing I don't do is I never brush my hair. My girls think that's so weird, but I use a comb. When it's wet, I always use a comb. I never brush it. And then I usually just run my fingers through my hair. I never use a brush. I don't carry a brush. I don't even own a brush. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I have a roller brush. That's what I do, the ends of my hair, but I don't brush my hair throughout the day. So next question.
All right. So we got Jeremy Underhill for $10 on YouTube saying, Mama X, in your opinion, what's the biggest difference between raising boys versus girls, and where punishment and was punishment equal?
Oh man. Punishment was not equal. I don't even think it has anything to do with really gender. It's really what they did. I mean, we would discuss the punishments before it really happened. So it just depended on the severity of what they got themselves into. Is there a difference? I think it just comes down to what they did. Like all the kids were into something or did something or, I don't know. We've had things all the way across the board with everything. We could probably write a book about all the stuff that the kids got into. We joke now because when the older kids come back for the holidays, we find out stuff that we didn't know that happened when we would go out or something and left the big kids in charge. So that's kind of fun to do that. But yes, is there something else?
Yeah, so EFOG over on YouTube. Gen X Mom, what was the first car you owned? I love cars.
The first car I owned, well, so a little backstory about the first car I drove. My brother, I believe, the Sun Valley Fox, got a 68 VW Bug back years and years and years ago. And then my sister ended up driving that. Then my sister gave it to my dad. My dad drove it around for years until I could drive it, and it was a stick shift. And then I got it when I turned 16. My first car I bought with my own money and my own loan was a brand new 89 Hyundai, like, was it a hatchback or a Ford? I can't remember right now. But it was a Hyundai because I could afford it at the time. That's what my first car was.
Okay. All right.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, we got one.
Okay.
One more, and then Star Roberts gifted 5 memberships, so thank you, Star Roberts.
Thank you, Star Roberts.
Ravens on YouTube.
Okay.
If there was one thing in your life you could change, aside from getting cancer, what would it be?
I would have finished college. That would have been my change. I got my AA degree when Briggs was like 2 or 3. I finished off, but I wish I would have continued and got my bachelor's. That's what I wish. If I could go back, that's what I would do. How's that? I don't know. Cancer is not something I would want to redo. No, I'll pass.
All right, and then Kristen Hartman over on YouTube, Mama X. What was your favorite hobby as a young person?
My favorite hobby as a young person. I was always active. I was always active in sports. Sports weren't as big as they are now, but I was always like roller skating. I was always outside, like all of us, always outside. But probably, oh my gosh, my favorite hobby, swimming. I loved to swim a lot when I was younger. I swam constantly. Was cheerleading in high school and was playing softball in high school. Loved that. Had a great time doing that. So then I love to do crafts. Crafts are always been a big part of my life, just doing different things like that. So.
Okay. All right. And then Christina Dvorak on YouTube saying, who is your favorite author and what is your favorite book?
Oh, man. I knew that was going to come up. My favorite author varies. Man, let me think. My favorite book. I really do like the Harry Potter series. I know I'm throwing that out there like that's a big thing, but I would reread those. And I have a story behind the Harry Potter things. It's not just because they're really popular. At the time they came out, I have the books in the original as they came out. When they came out, I bought the book. So I haven't bought the book as a set. They came out singly. So when our oldest son wanted to read the Harry Potter book, but at the time he was going to a private school that wasn't allowing him to read it due to witchcraft. That's what they labeled it, as witchcraft. I didn't know anything about the Harry Potter books at that time. And so I told him I would read it. If I thought it was fine that he could read it, then we would read it together. And I read it and I was like, this is fine. This is fantasy. It's pretend. It's a great story. Loved it. So he read it, I read it, and we began reading the series together. So that series was kind of cool to just stumble upon, and I've read it multiple times and love them. I love the stories. They're great. Otherwise, I'm not sure what my favorite author, you put me on the spot. But I love to read. I'll read almost any kind of genre too. It doesn't matter.
Then Michelle M donated $99.99.
Oh, thank you, Michelle.
Happy New Year. May your coffee be strong enough to handle all of us this year. No question, just cash money. Love you.
Oh, thank you, Michelle M. That was very, very sweet. Yes, honey in the back.
Your favorite author is Jesus, and your favorite book is the Bible.
Oh, yeah, that's
Just
true.
saying, you know.
That is true. That's a good one. When did you come up with that? Just now?
Just now.
Oh, okay.
And then Dragon Slayer Jade's kind of bouncing off like a couple questions back, but saying, what would your bachelor's degree be in?
Oh, education. I would have become a elementary school teacher for sure. But I ended up doing that as a mom, I think. On the backside, with as many kids as we had, I was constantly doing homework and setting up different things for them to do. And throughout the summer, I always had them doing stuff through the summer, like reading or doing something to keep them still in the feel of school, not every day, but doing something toward that. So that's what it would be.
Okay. All right. And then Sammy Joe's chiming in saying, at some point during the Vegas trip, can we ditch the boys and have some girl time? I think it's well needed. LOL. Love you, Mama X.
Oh, that's sweet, Sammy Joe. I would love that. I hope there's some free time somewhere in there, but it seems like the weekend keeps filling up and filling up. So.
All right. And then Randy Kurtzman over on Facebook saying, what is the biggest things that has... Okay, she's editing live. Hold on one second.
She's editing live.
What is the biggest things that you have on like your bucket list?
Oh, to go do?
Uh-huh.
Like to do?
Yeah.
I would love to go to Europe. Specifically, I've never been to Europe. Specifically, I'd like to go to Hungary someday because I'm 100% Hungarian and there is still not family, but I know of the place where my grandmother was raised there and stuff. It would be really nice to go look at the country where my family came from. That's on my bucket list.
All right. And then Ravens is saying on YouTube, Mama X, what is your favorite book of the Bible?
Proverbs. That is a book to live by, whether you are a Christian or not. Those are great. I don't want to call them rules. They're more like ideas, thoughts that just put you in the right direction. I think Proverbs is a great book to read. Anything else?
It says Johnny O on Facebook. It says, "Who is your hall pass?"
Who's my hall pass? Like a movie star?
I don't know. That's all they said.
Who's
so.
my hall pass? Hey, you stay on.
Passes always come in two categories.
Yes.
Hall pass is, yes, the movie star is one, and then person you physically know in the world.
Let's see, my movie star one. Do I have one lately? I don't know. It's kind of like fizzled out a little bit.
You haven't had, you have moments like you used to be a thing for George Clooney, but not
Yeah,
anymore.
but not now.
That guy, Kazansky, what was his name?
Oh, John Krasinski. I like him, but no, that's not it.
When he was in Jack Ryan, you like that, and then...
I can't say my hall pass.
No,
Everybody knows my hall pass, though.
You can't say, like, you can joke and say Dr. McDreamy.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah.
But you can't say your real hall pass.
No, I can't say that, but...
Because that person could be listening.
So let me tell you a little bit about Dr. McDreamy because the general knows. So we've known Dr. McDreamy since kindergarten, and he's always been my crush. He's probably listening to this too. He knows. I mean, we've talked about it. He's always been my crush. I crushed on him in junior high. I crushed on him in high school. But I am so happy now that he's like one of my dearest friends ever. And it's just great that after all these years, he's just a part of my life.
But he's not your hall pass. He's just the one we joke about.
Yeah, joke about all the time. Anything else?
Okay. And then Christina Dvorak saying, what is your spirit animal?
My spirit animal. I never thought of that. My spirit animal. Honey, what would you think is my spirit animal?
Is this my show or yours?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Those are really good questions. I've never thought of it.
Well, if you could turn into an animal, what would you have a kindred spirit with? Would you be a wolf, an eagle?
I'm leaning toward an eagle soaring.
Hippopotamus, maybe?
No, I'm leaning toward a eagle because I want to soar. I want to fly. I want to go. I want to be free. That's always been part of me to just go.
All right. And then Spineless Wonder Boner saying Star Trek or Star Wars?
That's tough.
Tread lightly.
Star Wars was my first thought because I grew up with Star Wars, went to the Mann's Chinese Theater and saw Star Wars there at the Mann's Chinese Theater when it opened. But since meeting my husband and the boys, I've watched every single Star Trek episode later in life. So they're both good, but I guess if I had to pick one, it'd be Star Wars.
Okay. All right. And then Star Roberts is kind of throwing a general question out here. It says, is the general going to be able to have a still when he moved to Dayton?
A still?
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on what kind of house he builds. I don't know. All right.
Nightbot, a member for 26 months. I'm an extra. So thank you, Nightbot, for re-upping on your membership. And then we got Noel saying, ever met a celebrity?
Yes. Just like the general said, growing up in the San Fernando Valley in the 70s, 80s, there was always movie sets around. You could run into them driving down the street because they never did much on the lots. They did it out in public where you can see. I'm trying to think how many different people we saw. Like, we run into them all the time, but after a while, you just kind of like let them be. Sometimes they were filming. Sometimes, like, I remember seeing our families come in and movie stars come in, and we were ice skating on a Saturday and they were just with their family. A lot of times you just leave them be and just watch from a distance. But yes, I have met some celebrities before.
Thought you were going to say you married one.
You weren't a celebrity when we first got married.
I'm not a celebrity now, but you could have lied and said so.
Okay.
All right. And then Johnny O on Facebook personal saying, if you could have dinner with any two people, dead or alive, who would it be with? Like, who would you break bread with? That's what they said.
You know, I was thinking a lot lately it's interesting. My grandmother on my dad's side and my grandfather on my mom's side, lately I've been thinking about them going, I'd love to sit down with them and chat with them because I lost them in my early 20s and didn't realize how much I missed them and the things that I missed asking them about, just life in general. So they've been on my mind these last few weeks. That would be pretty cool to go movie star-ish. I would love to sit down with Marilyn Monroe. I think she's an interesting person. I think she has stories to tell. I think she would be a wonderful person to just talk to because she wasn't like this size 8 model. They say she was like a size 14. I'd like to ask her about growing up in Hollywood and how she was portrayed and did she like being that model, that hot heartthrob thing, and see how she felt about it. That came to mind.
Okay. And then Christina Dvorak saying, are you a Doctor Who fan? And if so, which Doctor is your favorite?
I am not a Doctor Who fan. I have never seen an episode. Sorry.
I haven't either.
Okay. I have not seen
so
it.
Don't feel bad. Well, Insurmountable Kelly Cat saying, who is your favorite girl crush, Mama X?
My favorite girl crush.
Yeah.
I never thought about it. Girl crush. Thinking.
If you had to give one girl a kiss on the lips, who would it be? Jennifer Aniston? You might.
I might. Jennifer Aniston, maybe. I don't know. I have to think about that one. Girl crush.
We'll circle back to that.
We'll circle back to that one. Yes.
All right. Krista saying, can you retell the Rick Springfield debacle in your words? LOL.
Oh, in my words.
Well, this will be full of omissions, but go ahead.
Rick Springfield was coming to town here. He was playing the Kern County Fairgrounds, and I asked Jenna Data who would take him. I thought it'd be really cool to go back and see him after all these years. So we took the motorcycle, had a date night, and went to the fairgrounds to go see him. And the fairgrounds, at most fairgrounds, it's so small. The stadiums, it was outside. You're in bleachers. It's a more intimate setting. And he went to go sing Human Touch, and everybody got on their feet, and we were dancing and singing, and he decided to move through the crowd. And as he was coming through the crowd, I kept looking up at my husband, and he's like, he's coming your way. And he stopped right in front of me. Rick Springfield was dancing and singing in front of me, and I did lose it. I was like, wow, I'm like within touching distance of this man that I saw 40 years ago. Like, he was my big first concert. And I slipped and fell. My knees locked and I fell down and I lost it. And he helped me up. And so did my husband. And he continued on. He didn't stop singing or anything. That was kind of funny. But the highlight of the evening was that my husband bought a guitar and we got to go backstage to meet him. And we got the guitar and we saw him, and it was really another very intimate, even smaller. There weren't that many people. And he came out, and you know what? He was a really cool guy to sit down, and he sat and talked with us for a really long time. I told him about seeing him at a concert. He signed the guitar for me. He remembered Universal, unless he faked it and said you did, but he sounded like he was sincere and said, oh, I remember performing at the Universal Amphitheater. And so that was really cool to meet that first concert. That was kind of fun. Really cool guy.
Okay, we got Robert Schugert, I think that's how you say it. What was the first rated R movie you saw in the theaters?
Rated R.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. The first PG one I saw was Grease. That was pretty big back in the time. Back in the day was Grease. Then rated R. Man. Rated R movie. I can't even think. I can't even remember. I just remember watching Grease on the theater. I thought that was so cool to be able to go into a PG. I can't remember. I don't know. I'm sorry. Rated
right.
R.
Okay, Spot and Stalk You said, fucking Trippy, you miss mine. Who do you look up to / admire?
Other than your husband.
Oh, stop it. My parents. I think my parents were... I was blessed to have parents that loved me so much. They were married for 56 years before my dad passed away. Learned so much about their marriage that, in my eyes, was perfect. But when we really sat down and talked about it, my mom and I, was the fact that it wasn't perfect and that they worked through it. And it makes you rethink things, that they didn't just throw it all away, that they worked on it and loved each other. And I do know up until the day my dad died, or even later after my mom was alone, they truly did love each other. And they did things that kids wouldn't do today. They grew up in Chicago, and they got on a plane and flew out to California with a baby, not knowing where they were going to live, and had my brother. My brother was, I think, 6 months old at the time. And they just took risks. And I think that's just amazing. I admire them for doing that. And the stories that they told us growing up. So.
All right. And then we got Bill Morad the third on Facebook Blue saying,
Okay.
How do you keep the general in line?
How do I keep the general in line? Usually, I don't know. What do I do to you? I'm trying to think. Well, how do I keep you in line? Do I lie?
I'm not helping you with this. You just say whatever you want.
I feed him, clothe him. No. How do I keep him in line? I don't know what to say about that. What do I do? I don't know.
You keep me in line. My house is clean. My kids were always kept clean and in
That's
order.
keeping you in line?
Yes. And you did my laundry and you fed me. And then I would go off and work really hard for you, 12, 14 hours a day. And if things didn't go your way and I still wasn't falling in line, little badonkadonk usually got me right back where you wanted.
Oh, is that how we did that?
Well, you can say no, but I'm pretty sure that's how it happened.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. And then Sahara H saying, What was the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Oh, never to give up. Keep trying. Don't give up. Keep fighting for what you believe in, what you want to do in life. Work hard. Even when you get knocked down, keep going, keep getting up, keep climbing. That's my best advice.
All right. And then Johnny O on Facebook Personal. If you can go back in time to one great day, what day would it be?
The day I married the general was a pretty awesome day. Marrying your best friend is awesome.
All right, and Michelle M saying favorite TV show from the 70s. Hawaii Five-0 was mine, but if it was corny on, I'd watch it. So
Happy Days. Always made time for Tuesday night. Happy Days in Laverne and Shirley. That was a go-to. Had to be there. And then probably Miami Vice on Friday nights. Had that one too.
Okay, and then let's see here. We got Ravens on YouTube saying, "What was the best meal you've had in your life?" And CSN and can you have Briggs and Addie cook it for you on a cooking show?
My best meal I've had. Wow. Boy, you guys are asking some really hard questions. The best meal I ever had was probably one we've had, probably down at the coast, huh, babe? I'm trying to think. It was probably with you. Where did Well, I've had some really great meals. We have. That's one of the things we do when we go to Vegas, when it's just us, is we always go to these really great restaurants and spend the money on meals or a show instead of gambling it. So, gosh, we've had quite a...
Moonstone Beach Bar and Grill on one of your birthdays was pretty good.
It was very good. That's what I was going.
Steak and lobster.
I had steak and lobster at Moonstone Beach Bar and Grill one night for my birthday. That was really, really good. But he spoils me when we go to Vegas. We really like to go to really nice restaurants when we do that. So,
All right. Shadows grow longer. What is your favorite breed of chicken?
favorite breed of chicken, Orpingtons. They're lovable. They're sweet. They're friendly. I love them. They're great.
What do they like? Kind of look like? 'Cause
They're
I can't picture it.
they're honey colored, big and fat and honey colored, like not orange, but like
Yeah.
yellow. They're really fluffy.
Okay.
It's Doodle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Doodle is an Orpington. That's why when I say that, you know exactly who I'm talking about.
All right. And then Two Bear saying, what would you say to your 21-year-old self today with a heart and a kissy face?
Wow. What would I say to myself at 21? Go out and party. Don't grow up so fast. Don't get married so soon. Go have some fun. Go have more fun. I had a lot of fun from 18 to 21, 22. So keep it going.
All right. And then Andrew the Eldest saying, why did Dad torture me with ABBA songs every Saturday morning?
Who said that?
Says Andrew the Eldest
Andrew the eldest. Where's that?
on YouTube.
Well, Andrew, because he loves ABBA. Is that our son, Andrew? Hi, Andrew.
He used
the
to
eldest.
request all the time secretly to hear Locomotion, but
No, he didn't.
I hated playing it over and over, but trying to be a good father.
No. You
insisted.
tortured the kids with that. He's not, I mean, Andrew's not kidding. He used to play ABBA to them, Locomotion, constantly. It was such used to torture them with that song. He liked
Get
ABBA.
your chores done, and we're going to listen to it again.
Andrew the eldest. Okay.
He's like, no, it's not me. No. All right. See, Christina Dvorak saying, after you've been away from the general for a day or more, does your heart skip a beat when you see him finally?
Oh, yes, it does. I love coming home. We get along really, really well together. I'm not saying there aren't days where I always tell him this, when we're not getting along, I go, I love you, but I don't like you right now. I always tell him that. There are times we disagree. There are times we go to separate corners, but we usually always come back and we find a neutral place where we can compromise and work through things. We always do. We seem to work through things, so.
All right. Nightbot saying, what's better, cats or dogs, summer or winter, snow or sun?
Okay, first one is cat or dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a dog person. Love dogs. What's the next one?
Summer or winter?
I used to be a summer girl, but I'm leaning more towards fall and winter now. So as I'm getting older, fall and winter. Okay.
And then snow or sun for the last.
Oh, sun. I'm not a big fan of snow. I know it's coming, but I'll be inside. But I like the sunshine. Love the sunshine.
All right, let's see. And then we got Rocketfish 72. Mama X, what is your most prized possession? If the house is on fire, besides your people, what are you running out with?
Ooh. I was going to say my jewelry, but my pictures, photo albums, my prized possession.
Your dogs?
My dogs are probably running without me. My prized possession.
Well, look at it this way. If your house burned down and you lost everything and you could walk back into the burned rubble and bring one thing back from being burned up, what would you bring back?
Right now, my mom's wedding ring.
There you go.
My mom's wedding ring. I have that. That would probably be something. If that was lost, that would kill me. Right at this moment, that's pretty important to me. Okay.
And then Star Roberts saying, has the general ever served you breakfast in bed on your birthday?
He is not.
Not a chance.
He doesn't.
Fucking way.
He cooks, but barely. No, I've never had coffee in bed either.
Andrew said you'd run out of the house with your Keurig. 'Cause you gotta have your coffee.
He knows me well. But I can get coffee
Your
anywhere.
whole coffee cart. You have to take the whole run out.
The whole coffee thing.
Yeah.
Andrew, go to room. I don't get it.
Sam Fisher, favorite hair band.
If you say a red scrunchie, you're gonna be way off.
No, Van Halen.
They're not a hair band.
Okay, Bon Jovi.
Yeah, they're a hair band.
Okay.
All right. And then we got John Stern on Facebook personal.
Oh.
What would you say to anyone with cancer, and would you recommend praying?
What would I say to anyone that has cancer, is going through it? I would tell them to fight. Don't give up till the end. I believe in prayer. I believe most of you have heard my story, and so many prayers were answered. So many miracles happened. I think I said this in the thing, that I think whoever's a Christian, you've heard of, you read miracles in the Bible, but we have to remember that miracles are still happening. We're just not aware of it. Like, we're not actively looking for it. But, and we don't point it out when something happens. It's very rare. So I believe in prayer. I had a lot of prayers happen during that time, but I would tell anybody that was diagnosed with it to fight, to do your best. Medical research now is incredible. Like, the stuff that they can do for you and get you through it, and even work with you through the pain. So I would say life is worth fighting for. It really is.
Okay. And then we got Todd Torbett on Facebook personal. Do you like living where you do? If not, where would you move to?
We moved to okay, I will be honest. When we moved to Bakersfield, I really didn't want to move here. I kind of came kicking and screaming, not knowing where we were moving to. But once we settled in and I saw that the kids were enjoying their life here and being able to be kids, we weren't in the city, but they were able to be outside, and they had the freedom to walk around and walk home from school and stuff like that. Loved that. I loved the small town feel of it, but now it's getting to be a little bit more crowded. Where would I love to be? I always wanted to live on a lake somewhere, like up kind of in the mountains. That would be, or the beach. It had to be near somewhere near water. Like, I always had to feel like I needed to put my toes in the sand or in the water at some point. Feel grounded. That's how I feel.
Yeah. I would like to move somewhere in like nature, like around nature someday.
Yeah, that's how I'm.
Like, that's why I'm kind of gravitating towards Massachusetts a little bit, because I do love like that mountainous, like kind of like woodsy vibe.
Yeah, I'm getting to that point too. It's always been like water for me. Like, just sometimes when I wanted to feel grounded, I loved going to the beach and just touching the water and just being there. That was always really cool.
Mm-hmm. And Sahara H saying, "What is your idea of a perfect date?" And then she put in quotes, or not quotes, but I forget, parentheses. There you go. I can't think tonight.
That's okay.
Pay attention, General.
Pay attention, General. The perfect date. The perfect date. Years ago, the perfect date would have been having dinner down by the beach, down by the water at sunset, and then walking on the beach afterwards. That would be lovely. Now, the perfect date would be at home in my jammies, eating whatever we had, and watching a movie on TV. That would be awesome, just to do that. I'm kind of a homebody nowadays.
All right. And then we got Sammy Joe saying, "This is a question from Justin." Yes, he is listening.
Okay, Justin.
Have you seen The Nightmare Before Christmas? If you have, did you like it, and who was your favorite character?
I have seen the movie. I haven't seen it in a really long time, so I can't remember the character, but Who's the girl? What was the girl's name?
Sally.
Sally. Oh, Sally is my favorite. I love you, Justin.
All right. And then Shiloh saying, has anyone asked how Mama X and Joe met yet? I'm a newbie, so I don't know the story.
How we met. We met through mutual friends that knew us, that connected us through online after years of not seeing each other after high school. Got us to start talking and stuff, and we talked and just became friends first. Spent many, many hours talking, and then all of a sudden was like, why aren't we dating, kind of thing. So that's how that happened. That's how we met. But I've known him since I was 5. If you're new to the thing, I've known him since I was 5. I went to school with him, kindergarten through 7th grade. Then he left. And then he came back in 11th grade for a little bit. Don't remember seeing him in 11th grade, but then that's why. So I've known him a long time. Known his family for a long time, too.
Okay, and then we got David Faxton donating $2 over on YouTube.
Thank you.
And then one more from Shiloh. It says, do you have any hidden talents? What's your favorite way to spend a day to yourself?
Reading. I can get lost in a book. I read more than I watch TV or watch a movie. I'd rather read a book. That's my favorite pastime. I love it being quiet. That's one of the things when you have 8 kids in the house, there is no quiet time. So it's funny. People ask me, how do I feel about all the kids being out of the house? Or being adults. I love it at this moment. I love the fact that I made it being a mom of 8. When that all came about, that was a very scary thing. I didn't know if I remember having Andrew, the one that's in here, and then having the second one going, how am I going to love the second one as much as the first one? And then you get another one. How am I going to love the third one as much as? And I don't know. I think moms' hearts are just big enough that it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and you have all this love. I love all my kids so much. I miss them terribly, but I think we did a great job that they're out on their own and they're making a life for themselves. So now I get to have some quiet time and I get to read a book and I can sleep in now when I want to. A hidden talent would be that I know how to play the piano, but I'm probably pretty rusty. So I haven't done that in a while, but I do know how to play the piano.
Okay.
It's making me tear up thinking about my kids. Sorry.
All right. And then Danny H saying, any tattoos? If so or not, any plans for any, question mark.
I have 2. I have 2 tattoos. Thinking about a third. I've been wanting a third since I beat cancer. I just haven't done it. So I don't know. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll not. Is there ever an age limit where you don't get tattoos? I'm just asking. Is there ever a time where you stop?
I mean, I guess you can at any age, but
yeah,
it just
Danny
depends
H,
if you want to put up with it.
Yeah, Danny H just said, let's get inked in Vegas. I've been thinking about it. I'll tell you, I have been thinking about it. So there's one I really, really want. It's small. It's not that big. But our kids are getting them, and it's pretty cool. I like seeing that. That's pretty cool. So we'll see.
All right. And then Scott Royston donating $10 saying, I always knew you're a Christian, but the fact that you're a cancer survivor, did it draw you even closer to the Lord? If so, how? In what way? I'm so encouraged by your testimony.
Oh, thank you, Scott. Did it grow me closer? Of course it did. But I was a believer before I got sick. So it just strengthened it even more. Made me realize that there is a God out there that listens. I believe that. My faith is strong. And I think that's why a lot of times I'm a lot calmer because I know the Lord's got this. No matter what happens in life, He's got it. So.
And then Sovereign Fire is kind of just bouncing back to the tattoo thing. He said, what are the 2 tattoos you have?
The first one was a typical person getting a butterfly. The second one, the general and I got our names on each other. So I have his name and he has mine. That's
Wait,
what we have.
your first one's a butterfly?
It's not a moth.
It looks like a big fucking moth. I didn't.
Shut up.
Well, there's no color on it.
Shut up.
It's about as big as a salad plate.
All right.
He's saying my ass is big.
Well, I just said your tattoo is big, honey.
Yeah, but
All right, Danny H donated $10 over on YouTube saying, Cancer podcast had my allergies highly activated. I wasn't crying.
okay.
And then Christina Dvorak saying, what is the most memorable birthday you've had yet?
Most memorable birthday I've had yet. I'm trying to think.
I don't know. So many. If I was involved in it, there's so many times when we didn't have money for a birthday
I know, I'm trying to think.
with all the kids.
Memorable birthday? I thought 45 was good until 3 months later I was diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
I thought before I was diagnosed, I turned 45 in June of the year 2013. And I remember the kids went off to school and I walked in the backyard and was like, you know what? 45's good. I go, we have a house. My husband's got a job. The kids are all healthy. I'm doing well. I felt good. Everything was good. I thought 45 was really, really good. And then 3 months later, I was diagnosed with cancer. So I guess I better not wish for anything.
Yeah.
Like that was a shocker. So
All right. And then Noel saying, Mama X, alcohol or weed?
alcohol.
Yeah.
You do have a weed story if you want to tell it.
No, I don't.
Diane over on YouTube saying, how did the general quit smoking? He often refers to his nicotine stained fingers.
You do?
Well, it's not a reference to me.
Okay, because I'm like,
Yeah.
he,
I've heard
It's a throwback to something else from the 90s, really, but this is your show, not mine, but I have smoked 2 packs my entire life, maybe.
yeah, he doesn't smoke cigarettes. He'll smoke cigars. It's been a really long time since he
Maybe
smoked a
once every
cigar.
couple of months I'll have one.
But yeah, it's kind of rare. If we're sitting around the campfire, he will.
There
smoke a
was
cigar.
2 summers I drank a lot of whiskey, 2 summers, but before that, when we first moved out here, what did I have? A half a bottle of Jack that lasted 3 years.
Yeah, it
I mean,
wasn't
I don't drink very much. The only reason I drink now is when we do shows. If we didn't do a show, I wouldn't drink.
Yeah,
but maybe
he wouldn't drink. He
No.
doesn't drink when we're not a part of Gen X Talks. He does not drink at all.
if we do something, let's say we go out to dinner with just us, I don't even drink whiskey. Very rare. If you ask me to celebrate something where you have a glass of wine and you tell me to have a glass of whiskey, I will. But other than that, I don't. And I don't have a second one.
Yeah, sometimes when we're out, we toast each other. We'll have
Yeah.
one drink or something.
Or if, we're out with Dr. McDreamy or we do something, we'll have a drink together or something like that, or with Sun Valley Fox. But not,
Yeah.
I just don't drink.
Yeah.
All right, Spot and Stocky, he's just kind of joking around saying, LOL, who's your favorite kid? You don't have to answer.
My favorite kid is the one I'm talking to at that moment. How's that? Whoever I'm talking to.
All right. And
I
then,
do have a mini me though, out of all the kids.
I see what's funny. I won't say it, but I know exactly who her least favorite kids are and her most favorite kids. And she's not allowed to say it. I'm not supposed to, but it's absolutely so easy to see. You can look at how she parents and who she talks about. She can sit there during the day and there's like 4 kids' names she'll never mention during the day. But there's 3 kids she'll go, I wonder how they're doing, each one of them. And I'm like, yeah, well, we had 8, but you can tell, but she won't tell you.
all right. And then Star Roberts gifted another 5 Gen X Talks memberships
Star
tonight.
Roberts.
And then Sammy Joe saying, Justin is smiling from ear to ear, jumping up and down, saying, she said she loves me. LOL. You made him very happy, Mama X. He also told me to tell you Happy New Year because he wants you to be happy all the time.
Oh, Justin's so cute.
So you told another man you loved him.
I did.
Was
little
it
guy.
Was the $10 challenge?
Yeah. That little guy needs lots of love.
All right. And then we got Krista Rose saying, what led your heart to fostering?
Oh my goodness.
And that was more me.
Yeah, that was more
My-
the general, but just, both of us have a big heart. Going back to the teaching end of it, I was a preschool teacher for quite a few years, and seeing kids get dropped off before I started work, and I would leave for the day and stay after. They'd be there for like 12 hours. Sometimes that like killed my soul to see these kids just be in daycare for so long that we talked about it though.
Well, and honestly, it was more my direction than hers. I kind of brought that into us and said, hey, this is a situation, and this is something that I've got a big, heavy hand and heart in, and this is, I need you to be on board with it. And it wasn't for a long time, and we had to walk away from one child one time that about killed both of us. But it turned out for the best for that little girl. Followed her on social media. She's now 21 or something, and doing very well. But to be fair with that, she was Gen X mom was great with the foster kids that were in the situation, step kids. She absolutely pours her heart out. Biological kids, there's hers, mine, ours, theirs, them, they, the states, the non-states. I mean, if you put a category on there, I've been through it. And she absolutely was wonderful and open with every child that was ever came near her. Absolutely. So that was one of the things that made it easy for me to go with her and say, look, you're going to be the mom of any child that comes through the door, because she was already a natural at it. So I'm telling you, it was more me than her, but she was absolutely 100% perfect at being a mom for everybody.
Thank you.
She was even a mom to our sons and daughters' friends. We have bonus kids to this day from some of our sons' friends still come around.
Yes, they do.
And it's she was great with them too.
Yeah. Love them.
All right. And then John Nunez Jr., kind of more of a question for you. But anyway, why is the general a crank to Briggs?
Is he a crank? He's cranky to all the boys, especially.
It's a reputation
It's the boys.
that he has earned.
It's the boys. He's always cranky to the boys. To the girls, the girls make him mush. He's a little teddy bear coming from the girls, and you know that.
It's not true.
You know that.
Solid as a rock over here.
No. The
Captain,
girls have his number.
Captain in a storm.
No.
All right. Tommy John Allenshire on Facebook Blue saying, what is your favorite new metal band?
New metal band?
Yeah.
What's a new metal band? I don't even know.
It's like, I don't know. They put in like NU metal band. So wouldn't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea what. Next question.
I heard Van Halen was pretty good.
Van Halen's great.
All right. David Faxton, new member. When are you moving to Dayton?
Not soon enough. That's my answer.
Not ever.
Soon enough.
We're never getting there.
Let's see. Robert Sugar saying top 3 bands of all time.
Oh, that's not fair. Top 3 bands of all time. I couldn't tell you. I have such a broad range of music. I think I floored my brother the other day or other time we were up there, and I was doing music from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I mean, it was crazy, the stuff that I knew. So top 3, I couldn't nail it down to 3.
I always think that's an unfair question for Generation X, because you could have a favorite band of all time. Somebody could say, okay, my favorite band of all time is U2. All right. But you don't see that person sitting around listening to their albums all day. And I really think our generation was extremely situational. You could be in a mood and listen to Styx for 3 days straight. Then you could listen to Rush. Then you could listen to U2. And then, if you're with a chick, there's an Air Supply moment or Chicago that can be woven in there. If you want to get pumped
Andrew's
up,
dropping fun facts now.
you want to get you want to get pumped up, you got to go for some Rocky 3 soundtrack stuff.
I know. It just, you're right. It depends on the situation. Andrew just wrote that I'm a big Janet Jackson fan. I do like Janet Jackson, but Janet Jackson was college for me. Like, That was riding to and from college. That was really fun. But naming my 3 top groups, that's kind of hard. So
Van Halen would have to be up there because you love Eddie Van Halen.
I did. Van Halen, and I saw them live. Yeah, that has to be up there. But there's so many. Like, so many. I wish I went to more concerts when I was younger.
If you ask me what my musically favorite band is that never really got top 40 famous, I would say Rush. They just were an outstanding band, but they never really achieved, a lot of top 40 success.
Next question.
All right. Noel donated $5 on YouTube saying, Happy New Year's, Bottom of the Glass Nation.
Nice. Happy New Year.
And then Shiloh, member for 3 months with I'm an Extra. So thank you, Shiloh.
Nice.
Christina Dvorak, what is your favorite color?
Red. Red is my favorite color. That's simple.
All right, Ravens, saying, this isn't a question, but you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you. Thank you. This is like interrogation time. That's what this feels like a really bad interview. Okay.
All right, Insurmountable Cali Cat, did you play any sports as a child?
Not on a team, not on a sports team, but as a child, I'm thinking kids. But in high school, I played 4 years of varsity softball. That's what I did in high school.
Third base.
Third base. That was my thing. So
All right.
loved it. Had a great time with that.
Brad Baker for donated $10 saying, just wanted to say Happy New Year. I'm glad to have met you and your wonderful family, Gen X Mom. You're a true angel.
Thanks.
Have you ever wanted to go on a cruise to Alaska? I think I've heard you mention it.
Yes, that is one of my dream adventures is Alaska. It's funny, this next year in 2025, we were planning on going on an Alaskan cruise, but we decided that we want to move instead. So we had to give up that dream for a little bit.
We decided to be broke and living in a tent in Dayton, Nevada instead.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be put on hold for a little bit. But that's one thing I do want to do. I want to go on an Alaskan
We almost
cruise.
went on one of those cruises with your sister.
We did, almost.
Thank God that didn't happen.
Oh, stop it.
All right, Graham Gordon, member for 20 months. I'm an Extra.
Nice.
That is all I got right now. So
Is that it? All right.
We could ask some other questions. Have you ever cheated on your husband?
No.
You ever want to?
No.
Well, I got some bad news.
What's the bad news?
Hang on, I'll even turn on my little chingaderas here.
What's your chingaderas?
The little picture-in-picture. See me?
Oh, cute. Hi, cute. Stay right there.
I am.
Oh, wait. Stay right there. Stay right there.
I don't know if we're going to make it to midnight.
Why is that?
Well, Briggs is really dragging, and he has a 2-hour show to do, and I don't think he can do it. And I excused myself for a little bit there because my gut is hurting like I can't even sit.
Well,
And it hurts really bad. So, I mean, I want to, but I'm afraid that I won't make it.
okay. Well, let the kid do his show, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Well, technically, let's see where we're at.
Oh, and Christina Dvorak wants to know one more.
Okay.
Who is your favorite princess?
Cinderella.
Easy.
Simple. Easy peasy.
Scoop of chocolate.
Scoop of chocolate.
Okay, so one-on-one with special guest was Low Torque, and then Trip at the end. One-on-one is with you. Briggs' music review is supposed to go 2 hours, and if we're at 8
Then
and
you
he
go to-
makes it 2 hours, he can get to 10.
Yes.
And then
We do Mad Libs.
if I'll tell you what I'll do.
Okay.
I will go upstairs and I will take some meds and I will lay back in my chair at my desk and just close my eyes and try to just
Cool.
center myself.
All right.
And if Briggs can make it 2 hours and maybe Trip can be in here helping him, Trip can make it 2 hours. Briggs and Trip can make it 2 hours, then I will promise I'll come back for sure for the hour of Mad Libs and see how I feel. If I'm strong, I'll keep going.
Okay.
And if it's bad, then I'll bow it. But I'll at least make it to. I'll do a Mad Lib. I'm really curious to see what the fuck adult Mad Libs are going to be. This is going to be fun.
This is going to be a lot of fun. We're all going to play.
Yeah, it's all fucking weird. You know, you got this thing when you got older. You got a little bit more free about yourself. You know, the other day we put a poll up on Discord, like, when we go to Vegas, do we all want to go to an escape room or to miniature golf? And there were so many people at the escape room, and you wanted miniature golf like I did. You came back the next poll and said, did I mention it was called swingers golf? I'm like, what the fuck is swingers golf?
Swingers as in swinging a golf club.
Sure it is. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's okay. It's also next to the nudie bar at Mandalay Bay, right? So
Like I want to go to a swingers thing with my son.
oh, well, I told you he wouldn't be able to get in. I go, he ain't getting in there.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
You notice how that was the criteria? That there wasn't, oh, I would never go. Do you think Jesus wants me to go to a swingers golf thing? No, her thing was, you don't have to go with my son, do you? You take him out of the equation, we can talk about it. I'm not going with my son.
Oh my gosh.
Other than that, I'd be happy to go. I don't even know how would that even work? Would people just run around naked at the swingers golf thing, miniature golfing? Anyway.
Hey, Christina Dvorak just asked, what was my worst labor? Let's talk about our son Andrew right here.
Yeah.
The one that's in chat. The firstborn. Killed me. And then a close second is Briggs, probably.
Well, he wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was bad. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. All right. So the kid, we're going to take a 5-minute break, resituate, and
Yeah.
we're going to be back with music.
You got to give us like 10 or 15 minutes because we got to reconfigure everything. But once we do, then the kid will be up. He's got a 2-hour time slot for some sort of music
Music.
thing for you guys.
Yeah.
And then you won't see or hear from us. Trip and Briggs will run that, and we'll get them going. So just give it 15 minutes or so at the most. We should be squared away. And if all goes well, then you will see me back here in my big, fat, natural white ass, along with Her Majesty the Queen in her perfect Pantene hair
We'll
at 10.
bring in the new year.
Well, I said we can't. You're already promising that I'd be here.
Oh, I'm going to be here.
I'll be
Chippy's
here.
going to be here.
Well, what the fuck, Chuck?
Chippy and I will bring it home.
Yeah, even
We'll
if you're just
finish it.
sleeping, we'll
That's
just
right.
pretend like you're awake, you know, kind
We'll
of
just
like
pop
Just like
you up.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
going to put you Weekend at
Just
Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's and just
right
tilt
there.
my head to the side and just put a cigarette in my mouth.
That's it. Exactly.
I got a couple more things
Okay,
to
go
read,
ahead.
and that's it. So Graham Gordon, Canadian, $6.99.
Okay.
I didn't make it last probation, no longer a car sales rep as of
Oh,
today. Here's my last 7 for the Queen. Worth it.
Oh, thanks, Graham. That was very sweet. Sorry about your job.
And then Danny H donated $5 saying the chicken strikes back. LOL.
The chicken strikes back.
Yeah, I'm not feeling good because of what I ate from the earlier live stream.
Oh,
And then also the East Coast will be hitting New Year's in an hour.
in an hour. East Coast time.
All right.
All right. Well, Briggs will bring in the East Coast time for you. So give us 5-10 minutes and we'll be back. Thanks for talking to me. See you later.